All right, hey guys, I am back and I'm ready to do some more Ravens content. But anyways, let's get started. This is my 53-man roster predictions. All right, to start off with quarterback, Lamar Jackson is obviously the starter. Tyler Huntley should be the backup going into this season. The only other guy that could possibly make the roster is Rick McSorley, but I doubt he's gonna be anything other than the third string or be on IR due to the back injury. But anyways, let's get started. Let's head to running backs. Um, we got Gus Edwards as the number one, Tyson Williams as the number two, Justice Hill as the number three, and Pat Ricard as the fullback. Without J.K. Dobbins, I feel like Gus Edwards and Tyson Williams were going to be the two and the number three. But without J.K., I think Gus will be number one, Tyson Williams will be number two, and then number three will either come down to Justice Hill, Nate McCrary, or whether we pick up a guy like a Todd Gurley or I think Freeman's still available, Edo Smith is still available, someone like that. Wide receiver. Number one is Hollywood Brown. Number two is Rashad Bateman. Number three is Sammy Watkins. Number four is Evan Duvernay. Number five is James Crochet. Six is Tylen Wallace. And seven is Miles Boykin. The only other wide receiver that can make the cut would be Benjamin Victor, which I could see making the cut, depending on how serious the injury is. If the injury isn't serious, he might make the roster because I know I'm pretty sure Bateman might be out week one. Don't know about Hollywood Brown, but Bateman's at week one. Sammy Watkins will probably be number two. Duvernay is number three. Roche is number four. And then they might bump up Victor to either be at a five or a six. So yeah, that's the wide receivers. The only other guy making the roster is Benjamin Victor, other than the seven. At tight end, Mark Andrews, Nick Boyle, Josh Oliver. I think this is pretty straightforward. The only other guy that makes the roster is Eric Tomlinson, and that would only be if Boyle isn't ready to go week one. If Boyle's ready to go week one, Tomlinson will take his spot, and Boyle will probably start the season on IR. For the offensive line, I guess we'll start off with starters. Left tackle is Sonny Stanley. Left tackle is Ben Powers. Center Bradley Bozeman. Right guard Kevin Zeitler, and then right tackle Alejandro Villanueva. Pretty straightforward here as well. I don't think I need to explain any of these. Maybe left guard, either Ben Powers or who we'll get to soon, will probably be the left guard spot. But Ben Powers has definitely impressed in training camp, and I expect him to get the nod week one. All right, now let's go for the deaf guys. Tyree Phillips, Ben Cleveland, Tristan Colon, and Patrick Bakari. I don't think I need to explain any of these again. Tyree Phillips is the best tackle that's on the roster. That's not the two starting. Tyree Phillips would be number three. So if Stanley or Villanueva get injured, Tyree Phillips will probably take their spot. Ben Cleveland is debatably the only guy that would take the spot of Ben Powers for that left guard spot. But considering Ben Cleveland has been injured recently, I don't see that happening. All right. Now I go for the defensive line. We got Derek Wolfe, Calais Campbell, Justin Madubuike, Brandon Williams, and Justin Ellis. The only guy that makes the roster outside of these five would probably be Eric Washington. But Washington hasn't impressed me all that much, unlike the other five. The only person that Washington can make it over is Justin Ellis. But other than Washington over Ellis, the other four are most likely locks. Outside linebackers, we got five here. The starters are going to be Justin Houston and Tyus Bowser. Odafe Owe will probably come in, play some outside linebacker for a couple snaps. And the other guys are Dalen Hayes and Jalen Ferguson. I think this is also pretty straightforward. The only other guy that could make the roster is Pernell McPhee. I think that number 5 spot is going to come down to either Ferguson or McPhee, but Ferguson being the younger guy, the more promising guy, I think he makes it over McPhee, which really sucks because McPhee has been a veteran for our team. He's been pretty good. All right, moving on. Middle linebackers. We got 4 making the roster. Patrick Queen and Mike Harrison will be the starters. Chris Board will be the number 3. And Christian Welch will be the number 4. I don't think I need to explain any of these. I think Christian Welch makes it now that LJ Fort is gone. I think without Fort, Welch makes it. But I doubt he made it otherwise. Cornerbacks. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Jimmy Smith, Tavon Young, Brandon Stevens, Anthony Averett. I don't think I need to explain any of these 6. These 6 should be pretty straightforward. I honestly don't see anyone else making the roster. I mean, you could debate on Chris Westry. Chris Westry might make it over Averett. That could happen. But Chris Westry did get injured in that Washington game. And if he isn't ready to go anytime, we'll probably release him with an injury settlement. All right, safeties. Strong safety is Sean Clark. Free safety is Sean Elliott. With our Darius Washington and Anthony Levine backing them up. Geno Stone is the only other guy that makes the roster. I don't see Warrior making it. We just traded Sean Wade to New England. Yeah, Clark and Elliott are pretty straightforward. The only change I see would probably be Geno Stone over Levine. But that's only if Stone impresses over Levine in special teams. Because Levine has been anchor on our special teams for the past 9 years. Jeez, it's been 9 years since we won the Super Bowl. Jeez. All right, and finally, special teams. Kicker, Justin Tucker, punter, Sam Cook, Nick Moore as a long snapper. Once again, pretty straightforward. I don't see anyone else making it. Jake Verity might end up getting cut or traded, depending on if anyone's interested. We might keep on the practice squad in case if, let's say, Sam Cook retires at the end of the season and we need a punter moving forward. That's the only reason why he makes the roster. Well, not the roster specifically, but the practice squad. So yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. I'll see y'all next time.